record the entire presentation. So the basic of the presentation is, of course, to let you know some techniques that they've been helpful for me, and hopefully they're going to be helpful for you too. Because I've been on the process to knowing, like, if it is supposed to be my career or not, if it's supposed to be my, the way I was going to make my living or not. And down the road, it was a tough road. It was a tough road. But after the first, I said 2 years, I said, this is it. And when you said this is it, because you basically, when you take that determination, it's because you you're like in so much stress and so much confusion that you got to take a decision. You got to take, this is enough. You have to say this is enough. When you say that, when you take that determination, this is enough, that's the beginning of your career. That's the beginning of your trading, and that's the beginning of your winning trading. And your winning attitude, to develop it takes time too. Already? So doesn't matter the techniques you use, doesn't matter the strategy you use, because when you say this is enough, when you say this is the moment that I'm going to make a living out of the trading because I love this, I can't think myself doing anything else, then you know what's going to happen? All the resources from the universe are going to come to you. All the resources, all the right people, all the right information, all the right books, all the right training, all the right services are going to come to you. It's not the opposite. Because when you try to do the opposite, saying, well, if you haven't done the process of saying this is enough, then maybe you're going to step on that same and crash on the same wall over and over and over. And that's been my experience. At my first year, I lost a lot of money. I started to train with indicators. I traded with the wrong people, with the wrong coaches, with everything was terrible, and I lost a lot of money. So everything took me to New York. And New York, you sat down with the mentors, like all people that they've been doing this for years, and then that was it. When I said this is enough, everything took me to the right path on this. So let me share with you, like I said, techniques that's going to help you. Like, I've been reading a lot of books, so I'm just going to basically show you what books they are and the techniques that you can apply in your trading. Okay? So, like I said, we are Watch My Trading, and yes, and then everything that I've been through, and now I can say I'm a successful trader, and I want the same for you. I want the same for you. It was not easy, guys. Okay, if someone tells you, it's an easy career, like whatever, it is not. You have to embrace failure. You have to embrace to lose money too. You have to embrace a lot of emotions that many other activities or many other professions are not showing how to embrace them and how to actually use them. All right. So this is my channel. I'm sure you can have a lot of information that's going to be helpful for you. If you click on here in videos, every day I place a market brief, and because I trade the market, like I said, so I trade my account, and then from here, I just, when I finish my trading, because that's the whole concept, watch my trading. I have a room where people follows me, and I say when I buy and when I say I place my trade, and people can follow or not, but at least they have their alternative to understand price action and to take their own decisions. After we trade, because we just trade 3 hours a day, we take advantage of the volume of the opening of US. And then when yeah, I'm gonna read the questions later after the presentation. Otherwise, we're just gonna be stopping, and I don't like that. I prefer to finish, the topics and then going back to the questions. But I have the questions right on the panel, so don't worry. I'm gonna take care of you as soon as I'm finished. So When I'm done my trading, then I go to Telegram because some transactions we may not close them right at the at the when we trade on the live trading session, because like I said, we trade only 3 hours. So let me just cover some of the names that I see here, and then I'll show you what I do. So we got the Telegram channel, which is not exactly, it is not exactly signals. This is not signals. This is what I do. This is my own transactions. So when I say I'm gonna sell gold, I'm gonna hold my sell transaction dollar CAD. I'm gonna hold, my buy transaction on, I don't know, whatever, the pound, the euro, whatever I do. This has been all day. Like, we trade a lot because we are scalpers. I mean, myself, I'm a scalper. I take the swing of the day, I divided it, and I could be doing, I don't know, like 3, 4, 5, 7 transactions on the same day. I'm just going to show you really quick. But the scalping technique, because that's what it is, a technique. It's pretty much the easiest way to trade and to take the most of the market, because we know the market is, the volatility is a lot to handle with. So when you scalp, you can take more advantage of the market. So that's how it is. So I'm just going to show you really quick some of the transactions. This is like a lot of information here, so I'm just going to try to cover up just a few things, and then I'll show you. So like you see withdrawals too, you can see everything here from my account, but as you can see, there's like many transactions. But it's very easy to scalp when you have the advantage to understand price action. So the lots that you see here, of course, depends on, you see there's like many different lots, right? Depends on the opportunity, depends on the, many things. But everything has a logic with price action. So that was just a few comments about strategy. So let's go back to our thing. Let's go back to what we are here for. All right. So, well, yeah, of course. I mean, I cannot really show you because there's like a lot of numbers. So let me show you really quick. I'm sure that you're gonna find a lot of useful information, because if you are trading like any, for example, I don't know, any other market, you're trading stocks, you're trading the options or whatever. I don't trade options, I don't trade cryptocurrencies. My expertise has been always currencies and the majors. So because I see volume and I'm confident just trading those. All right. So, but like I said, if you go to the channel, I'm sure that you can apply many things. Let me show you. You can apply many things. These videos right here are an events that we present, because my office it's in Santiago de Chile. So if you can have the subtitles, many of these videos. This is my team, as you can see, Chris, Diane. We're a pretty important and big team that are a part of Watch My Trading. So if you can find the way of get the subtitles, it's pretty useful information here on these videos. But most of them are in 3 languages. You're gonna find information of people points in English. You're gonna find how not to use stop loss and why, how to hedge, things like that. Let me point you, for example, price action, and how not to use stop loss. And honestly, it took me a while to understand why I would not use a stop loss. But then when I learned how to hedge, that was it. I was making money in both sides of the market. And, at first, your broker, your whatever, your mentor, your course is going to tell you, yeah, you stop loss, you put it here, you put it there. But I was still losing capital, losing money, until I learned that hedging, it was the solution for high liquidity markets like currencies. you know. So Yeah, exactly. So but like I said, I mean, you may have your own opinion. It's all good, and but this is what been working for me. And as you can see, I've been in the market for a while now. Watch my trading started it like 4 years ago because it's been like a lot of people to help, a lot of people that was losing money in the market. And then I said, well, I got to do something. I got to do something. So that's when I started gathering my group, my team, and I said, okay, guys, we got a mission, you know, we got a mission. And that's how we started. So let me, um, let me really quick go to the topic that I suggested to invest. We cooperate with many, many portals of information and seminars. And I love working with investing. They take care of education very seriously. So I really appreciate the opportunity they give us because they are into education, and we love like giving education to people as well. We have no commercial interest to any other entity. Okay, so I'm sure that after this you may have a contact from one of the member of my team, and they are going to send you this recording and maybe some other videos that you may like and you may need. Okay, so just be open to them and explain what you need, explain what you're after, because they are there for that. All right, and that's why I pay them. So just use my team as much as you need to. All right. So first of all, we don't talk much about neuroscience or about the metaphysics or about the mind, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, because the Western culture is not typically familiar with those topics. But lately this is all what I read about. I can say the last 3 years, all the lecture and all my reading has been focused on the mind. So in many ways, I in many ways I've been trying to help people with the techniques that been helping with me to manage the emotions, and that's I kind of got together this presentation, and at the end of it I put together just a few books that I'm sure you're going to find pretty helpful as well, because they're just these few books that I'm going to show you later. And of course I read more than this, but if you never read about the mind, the metaphysics and things like that, those are the first books that you need to go after. Okay, and I put together in maybe a 40 minutes presentation something that I know is going to be really helpful for you. So, for example, we have, the challenge has been forever understanding the mind, always understanding the mind, how to learn how your mind works, either your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Some people don't even know the difference. And then after that, how can you make those changes to change and get your goals in life? It's that easy because, many doctors, many psychologists and professionals, they use these tools to, maybe for people that has a trauma or has an illness in, mental illness, or I don't know, they have issues with getting social with people or talking in front of an audience, things like that. But I'm sure that you may not have those problems, and you may just need a little push to understand and to know what is it in your mind that you cannot make those changes. You even tried and tried and tried and tried, but you keep losing money in the market. You keep investing in the wrong size of the market. You keep investing in the wrong, whatever it is, you know. And that, let me tell you something. It is not how many times you try, because you may think, okay, this is it, this is the indicator that I need, this is the coach I need. This is the I don't know, the EI I need. This is the course that I was waiting for. It's not going to work like that unless you can identify in your own mind what is the main problem first, what is the issue, what is that is not letting you work and make the money in the market, or make just the right decision in your finances, in your entire life, and in all your decision, your finances. I know people that they say, I don't know what else to do. I keep losing money. I keep spending money in the wrong things that I don't need. I keep like taking and doing very wrong decisions. And then I say, you know what? That's because you have a pattern. And I'm going to show you here. I'm going to write it up. I'm going to go right to the tool that I'm going to show you how it works. Because, this presentation is giving you the theory, the theory, what is based, the techniques that I'm about to show you. So now, I don't know if you heard about the PNL, neuro-linguistic programming. But that to me, because I'm not really into meditation, for me it's kind of hard to meditate. I'm not really into religion, even though I'm Catholic. So for people like myself, it's kind of tough to find a way where you can get your spirit into something that can really help you. And then I found the neuro-linguistic programming, and it worked perfect for me. I mean, for my profile. And I know people that they prayed all day. I know people that they meditate all day. I know people that they have their own ways to get their spirit stronger. But to me, for some reason, those ways did not work. But then, like a few years ago, I found the neuro-linguistic programming. And for us in the Western culture, that we are not that close to, the meditation, yoga, things like that. We gotta find something that fits into science. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, I show you in this presentation many things, not just the PNL, not just the neuro-linguistic programming, okay? So I'm going to take you then to here. And first, and this is like a neutral thing. You can be any religion, you can believe in anything you like or anything you're after, or you can just, whatever you believe, or to who you prayed, or if you are a religious person or not. This is it. This is your mind. You can describe this, how your conscious and subconscious mind is, on many different ways. But I'm going to show you here, just in the most neutral way, how your mind has a composition inside your brain, because most of us, we don't know how it works. We just go through life thinking that, either God is going to save you if you pray every day, or things like that. So one thing is for sure, 90% of what we are in our head is your subconscious mind, and just 10% is your conscious mind. And you know what? This is what's going to make you take your decisions in trading, in your finances decisions, in your family decisions, in your everything. Either to take a mortgage, either to start trading, either to invest here, to invest there. And that, when I found out, when I realized this, I was scared. I was like freaking out. I said, how can my subconscious mind, that I don't know what it's in there, is going to basically tell me, or to guide me into my money decisions? you know so that was the first awareness that I said, okay, this is it. I gotta start, like, really taking deep on this issue, because I cannot allow my future, my finances, and my, everything to get control if I don't know what is in there, because we don't know how your subconscious mind is composed. Because what we know, the conscious mind is, of course, your memory, is your will, as you can see here in this column, is your critical thinking, is what you say, this is good, this is not, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and your memory. That's it, 10%. That's it. Now, This is what's really taking control of your life. Your beliefs, your emotions, your values, your habits, your imagination, your intuition, protection, reactions, your long term memory. And you know what? It's more, you know what's going to scare you more? That this 90%, we start developing your subconscious mind when we are at 8 years old, from 8 to 10 years old. So, if you lived when you were a child into an environment that not exactly conversations that you heard when you were that little were about finances and your future and your wealth and your abundance, you know how to attract things that you want and how to make things happen. Maybe you are struggling now as an adult. At least that's what I find out. That's what I find out because none of my families were independent when I decided to be an independent and to live with the with the FX market and with currencies. None of them. So imagine that the conversations that I heard at my house were kind of like to pay the bills and, don't be late at school, don't be late at your job, get a job, go to school, go to university, try to get the best grades you can, so on, so on, and so on. So if you were in that position like I was myself, I'm pretty sure that you're struggling now as an adult. Okay, so this is kind of the frame that we are after and trying to understand how to change it. And another thing or another problem is when you are done from this seminar, I'm going to tell you something that is not going to like it because now you're going to understand that you have to make changes, that you cannot control what is in your subconscious mind. But the good thing about it is that you can change it and you have the tools right at your fingertips to change it too. Okay, but then you're facing a you're facing your family, you're facing your friends, you're facing many things that they don't know this, but you know already. So what happened to me, I went through an isolated process in order to go deep in my mind and to start making the changes that I needed to do because I really wanted to. I was tired to just like start trading, lose all the money, and then just trying to find a job. And I was like that for my first year. And so many people, they just give up on it and they just find a job and they forget about the trading. So if you are into that specific transition where you don't want to miss out the train and you want to keep trading, but something is inside of you not doing the right thing, then this is the starting point, okay? But this is the starting point of a lot of work that you need to do with your mind, okay? And I'm serious about this because it's not about just a seminar. This is the beginning of a lot of work that you have to do with your mind. All right, so let's go to the how can I go from here to change here and to start making like better choices in my life, better decisions, more money. Like I'm sure that all of you here, you want more. You want to move your standards. Am I right? Am I right? That's why you're attending this seminar. You can are struggling with either like go with the path of the trading or not. you know you're either in that situation or you wouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? So I'm going to show you just a technique, very easy, which is right here. No, I just need like 30 more minutes. So this is the technique, all right? This is the technique. Step number one. This is gonna be recorded. It's gonna be recorded and also uploaded to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna upload it to our channel. So if you have to go, please go. I know for some of your countries it's kind of late, but like I said, within the next hour or so, you're gonna find it here. Let me show you. I don't know if I showed the channel. Did I? Did I show the channel? So I'm gonna upload. It's gonna be the last one. I mean the last one right here. So if you need to go, please go ahead. Everything is recorded, and it's gonna be up here. And also here we got in our website the premium side where I put the market brief written. I say, okay, euro dollar, you have a buy price here up to here. I start doing this, and that is on the premium on the website. And if you go to new courses, you can go to the. Let me show you really quick in case you have to go. You got here the same. Well, these are basically courses, but you can go ahead and go to the free seminars are down below here. The free seminars are here. So we got most of them are in Spanish and Portuguese. But if you find an application where you can put the subtitles, this is about how to generate a template on MT4. This is about candlesticks. This is about the difference between brokers, STP, ECN, market makers. We open a lot of open seminars too, like about 30 minutes. Or also you have the courses, okay? All right, I'm getting back to the exercise. So pay attention now, and pay attention very closely, because what I'm about to tell you is going to make the difference from now on in your life. And please, if you have wife, husband, friends, or whatever, and you are into this process, you are going to notice a lot of isolation. Okay, you're going to start noticing that you are into a transformation process, and that's big. That's big. Like to myself, I'm 34, and I started my first construction worth over $1 million, and I don't even know how that happened. So what I'm telling you is that your process, when you start over changing things in your mind, the result can really, really surprise you. Really surprise you. So don't stop doing this. But I'm telling you, you may lose a lot of friends, you may lose a lot of relationships that were kind of toxic, or they were just not doing any good for you, and that's part of the process. You decide. You decide. You either want to change or you don't want to change. If you want to change, I'm telling you, this is your first step to that, to move your standards. If you're tired to losing money, to take the wrong decisions, to just doing the wrong things, then pay close attention. It's so easy. Step number 1, step number 2. So let's go ahead here. So we all know that the this is about exploring yourself. It's something that we don't know how to do, and we don't even know that you could do that. Observe your mind, observe what you think, observe your reaction, your emotions, observe what it is through your mind, because we know what we're thinking, we know what we're feeling, but the problem is that you put a title into it. You put a stress into it. You put an emotion that could be to worry about something. And there's only two things. You either are worried for the future, which does not exist, or you worry for your past, and your past does not exist neither. And you're here. You're in the present. So when you put a label into your future, or a label into your past, you are creating a monster that is not necessarily you. It's not you. You are creating this little thing here. You are creating yourself. You are creating your own reality. We are here on earth to create things, not to be victims of the situation of whatever country you are. I don't know, Venezuela, whatever those countries are. I feel so sorry for them, but you know what? You don't have to believe that. That's there. It's gonna be there. But you create your own reality. The past does not exist. The future neither. You're the only one making this a little monster and making this a little monster, and then yourself, it's a monster that you don't want to be. Already? So, this is your first step for you. Your first step is to identify your beliefs. All right? So you grab a sheet, you start writing. There's a lot of writing in this process. You gotta start writing. Identify your beliefs. What do you believe? You know what I mean? What do you believe? Who are you? That's the first step. And you write it down. Who are you? What do you believe? Do you believe you can be independent and live out of your trading? Do you believe that you can make that much money within this year, or that much money within next year? Do you believe you can have this and that? Not talking about money. Let's talk about family. Let's talk about friends. Let's talk about health, whatever. But identify what you really believe, because sometimes we don't even know what do we live. I mean? It's like something that you just go through life. You wake up and that belief is there. You know, it's up to you to change it or not. And when you decide to change it, that you're here in this life to make your own reality, that's when you're gonna start living. That's when you start moving your standards and having the life you want. All right. Now, this is very important right here. Questioning process, recognition and questioning. I gotta tell you something, this is not an easy process, because you have to be watching your thoughts, you have to be watching your emotions, you gotta pay a lot of attention. So stop all the crap, stop all the external, how can I say that? The external interference, stop the Facebook, stop all of that. You gotta stop all of that. Because from now on, you want to be a different person, a better version of yourself. Okay, so there's a lot of questioning, a lot of recognition. From now on, every time you spend on something, you're gonna start noticing in yourself things, emotions that you have to pay attention to it. Is it a good feeling if I spend? Is it a bad feeling? Is it a good feeling if I pay my taxes? Is it a bad feeling if I pay my taxes? So let me tell you the difference between that. Let me check really quick the market here. Let me tell you the difference between that process. Because if the feeling you have when you pay your taxes, if the feeling you have when you pay your credit card, if the feeling you have when you have an argument with your partner, with your friends, or whatever, that feeling can be changed and can make entirely the difference for you to make a difference. And let me tell you how it works. If your feeling when you pay your taxes is, okay, well, I gotta pay my tax, that's a bad thing, because I'm paying, I'm paying to the local government for whatever reason. So that feeling when you do that, maybe it's bad, maybe it's a scarcity, maybe it's a waste of your income. You know what I mean? What about if you transform that feeling into something positive? All right, and then your belief, when you pay something that is not that okay for you, like you feel bad when you do it, transform in something positive. Good, I'm paying more taxes because I'm making more money. I'm paying more credit card because I can spend more. I'm paying this more because I can do more. I'm doing more. You gotta trick your mind. You gotta trick yourself. Otherwise, you're not gonna change it. All right. Now, over time, giving that positive feeling to the moment where you have to pay this and that and whatever you have to pay, that it was kind of like a bad feeling before. Over time, trust me, the resources of the universe are going to start giving you more, because we are vibration. And that vibration, when you pay something and when you do things now that has a positive feeling in yourself, it's going to make the entire difference. And you know what I do for the trading? When I take a loss, I said, good, I feel good. If I wouldn't take that loss, I would not be able to use that margin for tomorrow. I'm going to stop on that point. If I wouldn't be able to take that loss, I transform the taking losses on my trading account and I transform it for something positive for the next day. I said, that's a great thing. Tomorrow I'm using the margin to do more trades. You know, I don't feel bad at all. I never feel bad at all when I took a loss. Never at all, ever, ever. Okay, so, but again, it was a process. Of course, it was. Now nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to take a loss. You know, I'm paying this freaking system. It's supposed to be right. You know, I don't want to take a loss. But then I say, okay, well, part of the trading is taking losses. Why am I going to feel bad about it? I got to transform that emotion into something positive, into something good. And that make the entire freaking difference, guys. The entire difference. Is that even clear until now what I'm trying to transmit? Is it, you get the point? Do you get the point, guys? Because this is the key. This is going to make the entire difference. Are you getting this? So transform those feelings of your trading when you have to take a loss into something positive. And over time, you're going to be able to manage your emotions so well, that it's going to be May and you end up May positive. Next month, positive. Next month, positive. December, positive. On your trading account, I'm talking about. Because that's what we're here for. In your trading account. Now you're going to know how to transform taking losses in something that's going to be positive for the next day. All right? So now let's continue with this exercise because it's really important, like I said. There's a lot of questioning too, you know? Like you have to start making questions to yourself. You know why? Because that's the only way you're going to understand what is in your subconscious mind. You know, so what do I think about trading? What is it to make a living out of trading? What is that makes me that emotion in myself? You know, what is in my mind? Because if you don't make questions to yourself, there's a person that you think you are, but it's not, because what you are and what is making you take your decisions isn't your subconscious mind. Remember, 90% is something that you don't know that you are. 90% is something that you think you know, but you have no clue, no idea. Because like I said, your environment is pushing you to be someone that you don't want to be. And you're stuck on that until you realize that's not the person you want to be. And that's it. Your stress, your perceptions of things, the news, the talking to your friends, the whatever it is. You don't want to be that person anymore, but you are stuck on that because you don't know what to do and how to be out of that. So start making questions to yourself. All right. So I put down below here some of the things, but what you do is like you write down step number 1 and you put this: identify beliefs. Okay. And then you start doing this. What do you think about to be an employee, to be an independent? What do you think about talent? What do you think about failure? I'm going to stop right here. Failure and talent. Okay. Because you have to, like I said, embrace failure. Failure is very important. Start looking and reading about companies, how companies that now are very successful, how do they started it, how those how millionaires think. And I'm going to tell you something. I mean, Like over 90% of the millionaires in the world and the best traders of the world, they were not because they were talented. Over time, discipline is gonna take over. Is not gonna take over intelligence. So what they are, those traders are just with a lot of discipline, a lot of this. They're not talented guys. They're not. I'm not talented at all. I was the worst in my university with economics and finances and all that crap. I was the worst. I mean, I'm being honest here. But I was so disciplined with, trying to understand the formulas and doing those formulas over and over and over and over and over, that by the time I got the exam, I went through it, I went through it. But not because I got the numbers in my head. Some people are, into numbers, some people are not. But that doesn't have to stop you guys. The best thing about trading is that anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. And if you love the market like I do, if you see a chart and once you develop, at least it was for me, the right strategy, I felt freedom. I felt freedom. That was and then I said, I want to feel like this all the time. I don't want to like live my life with just 15 days of vacation. I don't want to live about just a salary. I felt freedom. And I'm going to start, and from that point, I started reading about neuroscience and neurolinguistic programming and many things that I did not have idea because universities, schools, they don't teach you that. They don't teach you that, guys. You got to go over that path yourself, you know. My first book, my mom gave to me when I was like 18. I was at university. I was so stressed for school, for university. So she gave me the first book. It was Metaphysic 4-in-1 of Connie Mendes. That was the first book I read. And after that, I said, okay, now I get it. Now I see it. Now I can make the difference of all those guys, of all those people that want to get out of college and start having a job and get married, and that's it. Their life is ready. I never wanted that, ever. I never wanted that. I was out of the box my entire life, you know. So thanks to my mom, she's a very spiritual person. She handed me the first book that changed my life until now. Then I started looking things that was more my approach. And then by the end of my university career, that was like 4 years afterward, I decided to do to do trading. And then I hit the wall in my first year. And that did not stop me. And then I start like attracting the right mentors. And of course I gotta go to New York. I don't even know how I ended up there. I don't even, if you ask me, how did you end up being working for a hedge fund in New York? Honestly, I can't even remember. I remember the process, like sitting there, having the coaches, and because I'm doing that and watch my trading, that's the same thing. I basically copy the system. But how did I end up there? Like knowing basically no English, kind of like trying to make myself understand. I don't know. And that's what I'm trying to explain you here. That this process, identify your beliefs, recognition, and questioning, you write them down, all of it. Failure? Of course. I love it. Because I never fail, I learn. If you say failure and for you has a negative connotation to yourself, then change it. Change it right now. If I tell you talent, what talent is? To me, it was okay. Well, then, if I want to be a trader, it means that I can't have a talent for it. And then I change it. I said, no. You know what? Talent is acquired. It's not born. You know. Then I said, well, what about employee or independent? And then I said, okay, well, employee has its own good things. But then I said, no, I want to be independent. That's it. There's not a trade-off on that. That's it. So after step number one, you go to step number two. And this is the fun part right here. Because there, you start molding yourself, molding your beliefs. You know, failure or loss is important. It's part of the process. If you heard the stories of how Netflix started it, how Bill Gates started it, how, I don't know, Steve Jobs started it, they all were failing all the time for the first few years. None of them, they were like brilliant at first, but they knew what they wanted and they never give up ever. So again, discipline over intelligence. That's what makes the difference. So step number one, that's the great information. I'm gonna write that down. Perfect. Thanks. So here's what the fun starts for you. Start molding your belief because, like I said, you create yourself. This is, this is not. You cannot blame your parents. You cannot blame your friends. You cannot blame your country. You cannot blame anything at all. We are here to be creators. God is inside us. And like I said, I don't go to church every Sunday, but I know that every time I trade, I got resources from I don't know where that make me take the right decisions because I already reprogrammed my brain to do so. I don't take anything for granted. I don't take anything like I may fail. Just don't be scared because, of course, that is the first feeling you're gonna have every time you take a decision about a new career, a new investment, a new this, a new that. That's the first thing. Of course, we are made of fear, and that thing I believe I put it right, kind of like around here about fear. Fear is within us. Fear is within us. You know. So you might know already that fear is within you because fear protects us. So people that they don't take decisions at all because they just try to protect themselves. And when you trade, your brain is gonna try to protect you of starvation because we have the reptilian brain inside us. It's the most the oldest brain. I don't know if you know about a little bit of the brain, but we got one, we got two. I'm sorry about my I'm not really good at even though my mom is an artist, I'm terrible at this. Well, I can do something better, I think. This is the brain. So we got here the reptilian brain, which is the oldest one, and this is composed mainly by fear. Now, like I said, it's gonna be there. And then the human being starting to make evolutions, and the last cortex we have, it's the human one, is the cerebral cortex, is the last one. And here we got the front cortex that has the short-term memory. We have many new. The emotional control is also on this cerebral cortex. The planning is there, the abstract thought is there too, and then there's another cortex down below here about social behavior, the limbic system. It's kind of complex, but what I'm trying to say here is that you have to be fighting fear every single day of your life, every single day, because especially in the activity that we do, because we are like, of course, trading money for money. Our time is based on the money that we're doing in the market, and the fear is going to be there. So you got to fight it up, fight it up, fight it up. Do not be scared. And I heard so many people say, how can you not trade with a stop loss? And I say, you know what, because I'm not scared. And then say, they get disoriented with my answer, but it's true. Because I'm sure when you put a stop loss, it's gonna get activated no matter what, guys. Why? Because you place it with fear. That's why it is a stop loss. You don't want to loss. It's right on the word. So every time you place a stop loss, you are gonna lose. It's based on fear. Every time somebody is asking me, so you don't use stop loss? No, I don't. Why? I just not scared. I'm not scared at all. It was not easy, I gotta say. I gotta work a lot on it. But then I can say I gained that consistency. I can sleep at night. You know what I mean? Then I started hedging. So hedging took me to make money while the transaction was against me. And then I say, okay, then what am I going to do with the transaction that is already expired? So I started making money with the hedge. And then that loss, it was nothing. So I took it. That's it, you know? So you pay attention to everything you talk to exactly to everything you talk to yourself. You have to start listening to yourself a lot. All right. So like I said, meditation for some of you could be easy. To me, honestly, I try and it's a hard exercise. I can't really take it and do it every day. It's a very hard process. Honestly, it's a very hard process. But this there's like many theories about meditating. Some of them are about just listening to your thoughts and letting them go without any attachment or emotion. Some theories or some, religions said you don't think, which it is to me absolutely impossible. And then some of them say, okay, if you cannot think, then count your breathing or count on whatever. But to me, what works is to pay attention to my thoughts and not give any label to them. Any label to them. So, lastly, of course, I can share with you this presentation because I just put together many theories about how to control your emotions, how to start being more smart with your thinking. But this is the most important for you. So if you can just screenshot this and then try to find all of these are so good. I mean, this book right here, it's amazing. I read it 3 times already because sometimes you miss out and you can lost your path sometimes. So you got to get back to it. You got to get back to what's important. This one right here, Writing the Devil, it is amazing. I didn't read it on a book. I put it as the audiobook on YouTube. It is so good. It is so good. Such a perfect book. I don't know if you guys heard about Neville Goddard. It's so good too. It's pretty good. Your faith is your fortune. I'm sorry about the spelling here. And then, well, this is very famous. The power of intention is good. Then emotional intelligence also good. Think and Grow Rich. Most of you may maybe know it. Awake your imagination is also good. But Neville Goddard, what he does on his books basically is like he start. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna talk about strategy here. But if you want to understand when your price expire and the people point tools and things like that, go to your channel. Everything's there. Okay. So the Neville Goddard, this this guy wrote, like, I think it was in the 50s. He said that use your imagination because anything else, it's not true. The only thing that is true is what you can imagine within yourself. Even if your senses deny that you can make this, that you can do this, and you can do that, if you think and you have it in your basically in your attaching to your emotions, that imagination is all you need. And go to sleep with that imagination, with that scene that you want, and wake up with that too. It's a tough exercise, I know, but you choose. It's up to you. You want to be where you are, or you want to make the difference. Like I said, to me, it was a tough road, and unfortunately, I missed a lot of friends, a lot of people on the way because it was in a very serious commitment here. I was like, that's it, and nothing's gonna stop me now. And the results are there, and that's what I wanted. And this is for me like just the beginning, just the beginning. Okay. Alrighty, guys, it's been a really good pleasure, and I really hope this could help you to also make the difference in your life in anything you want to change. I know I talk about a lot of money because I'm not that we are labeled like we are materialistic, but so what, I mean, that's what it is. We want to move our standards, and that's what it is. All right, so this is our email in case you got questions or whatever. But if you want about strategy, price action, and all of that, just I believe the channel has most of the information. But the courses. I mean, the courses are quite different. If you want the scalping for no, you asking me, yeah, that is not there. This is what you want. Let me show you. It's not on the channel, no, because this is what you need. It's right here. I recorded it. It's like I believe it's in 1 hour. This is how to identify the sell area, the buy area. This is about scalping. How to do scalping in buy and sell and buy directional. This is about people points right here. But like I said, you need, and this is in English, of course, but these ones are not. So you need an application to get subtitles. This online. There are many online. All right. And then let me see, because I believe that we do have how to install the people point indicator. Yeah, we do have it. Let me see where it is, because I believe it's in our videos, I think. But yeah, I mean, we are like adding information every single day, so but it has to be on the channel. It's supposed to be. Is it? If it's not in the channel, then I'm sure that somehow some of my team is gonna send it to you, so you can have your people points. No, you haven't seen. Yeah. Okay. Well, then yeah, I wanted to show you lastly these. Just some of the trades and but I don't think it's actually important because it's the past. So, but sometimes to see a report helps you because there's a consistency of the time that I trade, the time, the currencies, and also the positions and the instruments. I don't mix things. I go to one strategy. I start my day, I do the analysis, and then I decide what am I going to do. That's it, and nothing's going to change that at all. I trade 3 hours, I close it, that's it. If I couldn't close it, then I set up the price alarms in my cell phone, and then once it hits the price, then it's because I gotta close the transaction or because I have hedge activated. So that's the only way to go, guys. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck in the computer all day if you cannot close your transaction because they left you with no volume. It could happen. This is how it works. Alrighty, so it's been a pleasure. You have a great day, a great evening, and like I said, it's gonna be posted on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon in some other next seminar. Bye bye.